Consider carefully before investing.
Welcome back to ESPN's presentation of Capital One Bowl Week.
The Bowl Feast continues from Phoenix. Happy holidays again, everybody. It's 24-17. Rutgers leading Arizona State. Inside Bowl here, brought to you tonight on HD and Phillips. So you can see our second half in high definition. There are the stats, Gary Danielson, and total yards 349 for Rutgers, more than that high-powered offense of Arizona State. So I guess my question, any bad omens that you saw as far as Rutgers is concerned with this lead right now?
I think I do. If you looked at those stats, you went right down to the bottom. Rutgers leads the nation in sacks. They do not have a sack in this football game, okay? I think Rudy Carpenter says, if you give me time to throw the ball, I can throw the ball. I threw for 200 in the first half. I'm going to get the ball right now. I think that's the one worry for Rutgers. They've made a living on sacks. They don't have any.
And Jack Arute, what did Coach Schiano have to say?
Well, guys, no coaching cliches from Coach Schiano when he came out of the locker room. In fact, he said to his team, he says, we're going to spend the next 30 minutes pounding the ball. And he told me, guys, watch for Leonard. He says, I'm going to give him the ball often.
So the game plan is set here for the second half. And Jack, there's an injury situation I want everybody to keep an eye on. Arizona State came over to me and said that Andrew Carnahan, their right tackle, limped off after the touchdown. Remember, he fractured a foot, and he has been playing injured tonight. And they definitely need him in that offensive line because, as Gary told you, Rutgers has been the sackmaster team so far this year. There is Carnahan with helmet on, which is a very good sign for Arizona State right now. He's one of the few return linemen who started the season in there. They would have been down to about 1/5 of their regular offensive line if they were going to lose him. Arizona State will get the ball to start the second half. This is a short kickoff, fielded at the 17-yard line by Burgess. And Burgess still dancing. Made the most of that one, didn't he, Gary?
Well, you know, I think that was by design, and I'm wondering why Rutgers tried to pooch a kick like that when you kicked it out of the end zone the time before. Now,
along with the broken foot, he also has the fractured finger that he's playing with the cast. You'll see him leave that huddle. And we'll keep a very close eye on this offensive line. He's a junior from Hereford, Texas. One of those tough Texans limping out there, number 52.
He's got a pin in his right wrist that he struggled with all year. He's wounded. He is wounded, but they need him. He's got to finish it off.
So first down and 10. They put a fullback in. They flare him. Downfield on first down. Number 82, Jamal Lewis. A huge hit on the opening play of the second half as the Sun Devils go 40 yards.
There's Carnahan right here. Watch him block down, and then Rudy comes out to the outside when he feels the pressure and then delivers the ball to Lewis. Lewis is listed as a tight end. Next year, he will be a slot back. He has lost weight. He runs a 4.6 40. He's one of those hybrids that's going to be more of a wide receiver next year for Arizona State.
Neal is the right defensive end for Rutgers. Burgess on the screen, slips the first tackle. Out of bounds just inside the 20 for a first down.
Carnahan is just gutting it out right now, Brent. He can barely move. He's got a right leg that he's limping on. He's got a left pinky that's taped up. His right wrist had a pin in it, and they call a screen to the outside that he has to go out and try to clean on the corner. Boy, I'll tell you, a badge of courage for this guy.
Absolutely.
This is just not fun. This is tough work when you're injured like that, and you know your team needs you. It's the only way you got it. Got a bad matchup at left tackle. You can't have a bad one at right tackle.
They flop Neal to work against him. He slips the block, closes on the quarterback. To the end zone, deflected, incomplete. So the Rutgers coaches spotted the injured tackle, and pressure was coming on Carpenter that time. Neal was coming off the edge around Carnahan.
I tell you, Carpenter, now the backup quarterback is Chad Christensen. You can see it. Neal's coming around, gets sandwiched. Two guys get him.
Barnaby was the other
Barnaby,
rusher.
I'm sorry. I couldn't figure out who it was. It was 94, the other defensive end who was on the other side of the formation that time. And boy, oh boy, Carpenter with really no backup quarterback gets squished.
Neal again lines up on the left side of the defense. And Burgess explodes, reaches for the end zone, out at the 1-yard line. It'll be first and goal at the 1-yard line. That time they let Neal take himself out of the play by rushing upfield, and they ran inside him.
What a great call by Dirk Cutter that time. He knew he had a bad matchup at right tackle, so he runs the draw inside of it. What a great call.
The Sun Devils looking for the tie on the opening series. They have a first and goal against the Scarlet Knights. Burgess is the running back. Miller, the H-back. Play fake, one to throw to him, covered. Carpenter dives for the end zone short. So the H-back was well covered that time. They took away the option.
I'll tell you what happened on that one, Brent. Zach Miller, number 86, right there, the tight end who was supposed to go to the corner with the H-back into the slot, fell down or was tackled on the play. Watch it. Yes, he was. He was tackled by Barnaby. When he was pulled down, now Miller goes right to the official and says, I got grabbed on the play. And that's why the play broke down.
So it's second down and a goal. Miller again in the backfield. He's just moved over to the right. There's the toss play behind him. Burgess cuts, jumps, touchdown, Arizona State. An extra point away now from a tie.
I'll tell you another warrior. Rudy Carpenter took a beating on that drive. He's coming off. He got hit on almost every throw, and he is toughing it out for his football team also. Carnahan and Carpenter, the right tackle and the quarterback, are punch drunk as they come over.
96 consecutive extra points for Jesse Ainsworth. Needs number 97. Got it, and he ties it at 24.
Power to the right, get it back to Burgess, and stick it in the end zone.
A brand new game at the Inside Bowl in Phoenix.
At Insight, we make IT work for you. Because Insight connects office networks, your small business can grow. Because Insight delivers secure server solutions, your company can expand across the globe. And because Insight solves communication problems, your organization can touch more lives. IT solutions, from starting up to going global. We provide IT for the way you work.
It's a comfortable feeling knowing your annuity from Prudential can bring you a check every month for the life of your retirement. Prudential Financial, growing and protecting your wealth for retirement.
Chrysler Pacifica. Room, safety features, and comfort for 6.
You'll take care of my baby, right?
Or 12, depending on how you look at it.
Now qualified lessees can lease a Chrysler Pacifica touring model for just $259 a month.
Yeah, I have a little attitude, but I've earned it. I've put in the hours. I practice every day. I've learned from the best, and I have no doubt that I can play at the highest level. Right now, I'm guessing I'll end up in either Chicago or New Orleans. Most good jazz musicians do.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us are going pro in something other than sports.
We are back, and tonight Arizona State has set a passing yardage record for a Dirk Cutter offense, and they did it on that drive as they moved 70 yards for the touchdown, and they have tied the game.
How about this? That's the shortest touchdown drive of the game. 70 yards. There's been 6 touchdowns. 70 yards is the shortest touchdown of the game.
And now, Gary, it is Rutgers' turn, and they'll face an 80-yard distance as it'll come out on the 20-yard line. This is a big series for the Scarlet Knights. Arizona State scored at the end of the first half, punched that touchdown in, and you can see the line coach working hard with his wounded troops there on the sideline. They could hold the key to what's going to unfold here tonight. And now the Rutgers offense with Ryan Hart, who has thrown for 222 yards and 2 touchdowns. Here's the freshman for 3 yards, and then he is stacked up following the left side, Sosa and Zuta, that offensive line.
I don't know. I understood what Greg Schiano said to Jack, but I don't know why he would want to change strategy when he's been so successful at keeping Arizona State off balance. I think if you just pound Arizona State, they'll load up the box and stop you. You got to stay wide open and do what you did in the first half.
There's the handoff, and just short of the first down. And well, Gary, Ryan Hart was asked by Jack why this offense works.
We take care of the ball. We drive the ball. We have long possessions, good time possessions. And I think we are a dual threat. We can have long drives, but at the same time, we can play action, hit you up top. So I think as an offense, we're very consistent.
Well, there he is echoing your sentiment to get to the play action and don't be afraid to throw it here. This is 3rd down and a yard for the Knights. Short. Great stop by Jamar Williams, who has been the playmaker on defense for Arizona State tonight.
Came right from the outside. They loaded the box. They dared Rutgers to throw the ball, and they made the play. There he is, number 4, going to come behind the play and make it. No one touches him on the play to stop him running the ball. Pounding the ball, I think, gives Arizona State too big of a break. You got to keep them off balance.
And now Ryan Neal, the defensive end, will be the long snapper. Richardson back deep. Inside the 15. And a penalty. A flag is thrown quickly on the return by Richardson.
Absolutely got bumped from behind. The gunner got bumped just at the catch. That one's going to come back half the distance. Boy, Ryan Neal fired that snapback, didn't he? That was a bullet he put back there.
And the coaching staff very unhappy. This is the 2nd time they've been penalized on a punt return.
Hey, just nudged the gunner on the play, pushing the back. It was obvious.
So the penalty is against Arizona State. We're deadlocked at 24 at the Inside Bowl.
Yeah, you didn't type in your password.
Don't have to. Biometrics.
What?
Wherever I am, I just swipe, password goes in, I'm connected. Biometrics.
Bionic finger, cool. It's like 10 times stronger than a regular finger.
No, it's for passwords. No, it's more like na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Na-na-na-na-na-na.
Better.
Secure wireless, made easy. Only on a ThinkPad.
You've been practicing for this your entire life. The Chrysler Town & Country with stow-and-go seating and storage.
Now until January 3rd, get $1,500 year-end bonus cash, which gets you a Chrysler Town & Country LX for around $22,000.
They call it the season of hope, the season of joy, the season of light. When parents seem more like children and children more like angels. And on behalf of your good neighbors at State Farm, we want to wish you and yours all the hope, joy, and light the season has to bring.
As Team Mom, my mom always watches what we eat and encourages us to eat our Campbell's Chunky Soup. Like new Chunky Fajita Steak.
Eat up those big chunks of steak.
She's also very encouraging from the sidelines.
When you're feeding, don't stop.
New Campbell's Chunky Fajita Soups fill you up right.
ESPN College Football, the Insight Bowl, is brought to you by Insight, provider of IT solutions for the way you work. And in part by Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard. And State Farm. Great service, great rates. That's why 40 million drivers trust State Farm.
Guys, just at the end of the half, Rudy Carpenter went off into the dugouts in the locker rooms here, and he looked at me, and he looked me up, and he said, "This is not over yet." You saw in that score, he got beat up pretty well. When he came off the field, he looked me up again. He gave me the high side, and he said, "See?"
Yeah, Jack, and right now he's pointing out at Neal, who's lined up. He's cocked at that left defensive end. And he moves in on the inside and helps out on the tackle that time. This is going to be trench warfare coming up right now, Mr. Danielson.
It's a gut check. I'll tell you, Arizona State has given everything. You see a nice stunt that time. That was a little play. Tackle went outside. Neal stunted back inside. That's a really good call by Schiano because Carnahan is not able to move quick enough. Any movement on the offensive line, they just seem to have their feet planted in the ground.
And Neal will now move to the right side of the defensive line. Folks, if you want to watch him, he's number 91. Big-time college defensive lineman. Carpenter at protection. Hagan, Pac-10's all-time leading receiver, pulls it down. You know, Gary, he reminds me of a fellow you knew well up in Detroit by the name of Moore. With this great size.
Not quite as tall. He's about 6'2", maybe 2 inches shorter, but he goes up and gets the ball like Herman Moore. I'll give you that. He does, and he's fearless. You know what I like about him, too? We talked to him, and we got a good soundbite of him saying just exactly who he compares himself to. And I think what he says is the best is he doesn't have a big ego. That's what I like about him. He's only got 3 catches, but he plays hard.
Yeah, he's a fine young man. When Gary talked to him, we'll let you in on that little conversation that they had. And penalty flag comes flying from the 30-yard line. And so Joe Ryder and his crew, they've been active down there tonight. Done a good job so far. They'll sort this one out. ACC crew, folks. Illegal block against the offense. So back it goes again. Well, let's. Here's Gary asking Derek Hagan who he's like in the NFL.
I think Jerry Rice and a little bit of T.O., but without the attitude. You know, I'm not a guy that's a big, trash talker out there, but I'd have to really say Jerry Rice.
Everybody loves Jerry Rice.
Well,
he's got that number.
And I think the way he compares favorably to Jerry, and I don't want to take that leap, but he is precise route runner. And I think, like I said before, you can depend on him. He goes to the right spot, and he'll always be there. Quarterbacks love guys like that.
Okay, he's firing him up, exerting some leadership. He stepped up and became one of the leaders of this team, especially when Rudy Carpenter, a redshirt freshman from Westlake, California, was forced in at quarterback, replacing the injured Sam Keller. So Hagan became more and more outspoken. Carpenter once set the screen, and he overthrew Burgess. So it'll be second down. We're at the top of the hour here on ESPN. Chase Field, home of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and it is home to the Inside Bowl. College football once a year. Sometimes they have played soccer in here. The Mexican national team drew a huge crowd when they came and played here in downtown Phoenix. A gorgeous, gorgeous facility. If you're ever in the area and you'd like to drop in on a Major League Baseball game, this is one of the places to see. We're tied at 24, 9:50 to go in the third quarter. And Herring brings it out to the 25-yard line, about the original line of scrimmage. And in case you missed the early going, Leonard powering across for a 3-yard touchdown. And then Carpenter in Arizona State went to work. And on the toss, Burgess. And we are deadlocked at 24. Arizona State favored by, well, early on, almost 2 touchdowns, and then down to about 9 points. Third down and 11. Here's the blitz. Throws to the hot man as Hagan, who was cut off. And he's claiming that that route was impeded that time by Roberson. What'd you think, Gary?
I thought the ball was uncatchable. It was over his head too high, and they're not going to call pass interference. It was an uncatchable ball. The ball was too high, and as the defensive back played through, if the ball would have been low enough, he might have been able to make a play on it. That's the way I saw it. Uncatchable ball, they're not going to give you interference on it.
Now here's Jesse Ainsworth. He's been busy tonight. Handles all the kicking. Foster's waving everybody away. It takes a Rutgers bounce, and they're going to be working with favorable field position. 55 yards away after a bad 29-yard punt. Timeout in Phoenix.
Tomorrow night on ESPN2 at 7:30, Oklahoma State takes the court against UAB in a Holiday Hoops showcase. Followed by Codebreakers, the true and compelling story of an Army football scandal.
Duty, honor, country, sir!
On ESPN at 8, a classic matchup of 2 premier teams. Nebraska tackles Michigan in the MasterCard Alamo Bowl. It's all on tomorrow night. For all the latest all the time, turn to ESPN News.
Different world when you've got a Hemi. Charger unleashed. Now well-qualified lessees can lease a Dodge Charger SXT with a V6 for just $349 a month.
Boys,
we've put a... You're very comfortable in our service department. Starting with parking your car, cappuccino machines, plasma TVs, and comfortable seating in 2 waiting areas.
We hire the best GM certified technicians for top workmanship.
Our newly redesigned service department features state-of-the-art equipment for quick turnaround time.
Because we know you have places to go.
We're open 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and all day Saturday. Greenbrook Buick Pontiac GMC, truly at your service.
On demand.
I'm putting together a team of holy warriors.
Whatever the plan is, it's going to be big.
This gentleman is weapons-grade anthrax.
Catch episodes 2 and 3 of Sleeper Cell on demand before it premieres on Showtime.
One of us is a traitor.
Sleeper Cell, the explosive new drama, free from Showtime on demand, only on Comcast Digital Cable.
Well, you know, on Tuesday, the Arizona State University football players went to a charter school here in Phoenix. They painted pictures with the youngsters, and they read stories to them. And, you know, you can just imagine how excited those youngsters were when the big football players from Arizona State showed up. And a lot of these bowl teams, they travel to hospitals around the country. A lot of things go on during bowl week. Rutgers with a first down. Slick catch that time. by number 8, Trez Moses, and we check in with Jack.
I'm with Rich Fennessy, who is the president and CEO of Insight Enterprises. And Rich, first of all, for people that don't know, tell us what Insight is all about.
Insight is a reseller of IT, computer products and services to small, medium companies around the world. So in the U.S., Canada, and the U.K., we have 4,000 teammates who sell computer products to small, medium, and large companies.
I want to ask you a question after this play. Hold on.
Sure.
2nd down and 7 with 8:20. Dumping off the screen pass, and Leonard's got the first down plus as he's at the 36-yard line, Jack.
We've been treated to some great bowl game action tonight, but this is your 9th year sponsoring it. What does Insight get out of this association?
I tell you, first of all, I always get the question, why do we sponsor a bowl game? One is we love college football. 2 is we get great brand awareness. And 3rd is there's some great synergies between technology and world-class college athletics. So just being able to bring technology and college teams together is a great opportunity for Insight.
Well, Rich, we're glad you love college football because we do too. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, Jack. And it is first down for Rutgers with quarterback Ryan Hart. Off the play fake, in trouble, fires a beautiful throw. And first down at the 10-yard line, Clark Harris, the tight end. What a job that time, Gary, by Hart, who was under enormous pressure.
It sure was. It's a bootleg pass. The pound the ball has ended. They have thrown the ball. There's Clark wide open on the play. Even with pressure in your face, when you get a guy wide open like that, Cantonese can't make the play, and it has been all pass this series for Rutgers, and it's opened up their offense again. Another thing, Brent, Dale Robinson, the Pac-10 MVP, defensive co-MVP, has not played in the second half.
Obviously injured in that first half. The freshman, Ray Rice, can't scoot free on that play. Mondutai and Vincent there defensively. And Rutgers comes right back. Deadlocked at 24, and there's Robinson watching from the sideline. The Pac-10's co-defensive player of the year. Helmet off, and from all indications, he's not coming back anytime soon either.
And he's the speed at linebacker, and I think that's why those crossing bootleg plays will work even better now against this Arizona State defense.
Leonard in motion off the play fake. In underneath, dropped. Ball was thrown a little bit low to Tucker.
And a little bit behind, and Tucker, feet went out from under him. You saw Ryan Hart, I don't know, at least I did. He kind of just was mad at himself. He knows he did not make an accurate throw. When you throw those short passes, you must be accurate because the receiver doesn't have enough time to adjust to the football.
Third down and goal. Leonard goes up as a tight end on the left side of the formation.
Schiano is on the field calling timeout.
Timeout has been called. It was recognized by the quarterback Ryan Hart. Not liking what they saw out there on the field, so they'll take a break. Huge play when you come back.
A different kind of New Year's Eve countdown, 11 p.m. on ESPN2.
At Insight, we make IT work for you. Because Insight connects office networks, your small business can grow. Because Insight delivers secure server solutions, your company can expand across the globe. And because Insight solves communication problems, your organization can touch more lives. IT solutions, from starting up to going global. We provide IT for the way you work.
Jeez, that's a big truck.
Yeah.
It has the world's biggest cab.
Where's the truck?
The all-new Dodge Ram Mega Cab. Yeah, it's that big. Now through January 3rd, get $1,500 year-end bonus cash and grab Ram Mega Cab for around $32 grand.
1855. Fred Miller brews his best beer yet. It has everything except a name. Then it hits him. Fred Miller's beer. Good call, Fred. Pick up some 1855 lager, our tribute to Fred's first beer.
Breakfast Bistro Sandwich. Sonic's got it, others don't. Start your morning with Sonic's new Breakfast Bistro Sandwiches. Eggs and cheese with bacon, sausage, or ham on Sonic's new toasted ciabatta bread. Buy a reloadable My Sonic card today and give the gift of great food.
Well, if ever there was a time for a knight in shining armor, this is it. 3rd and goal. Your first bowl game in 27 years. Against Arizona State, a school located 8 miles from here. Ryan Hart, the quarterback. The field is spread. Receiver went down, incomplete, and I do not see a flag. So it will be field goal time coming up. Josh Golden, who was inserted in the starting lineup for Arizona State here tonight, had coverage over there on Sean Tucker.
I think Ryan Hart was throwing the stop fade on that play, and Sean Tucker kind of overran the play. Not lack of communication or organization on that play. Tucker was going deep, and Ryan Hart was throwing a stop fade.
Ito is 17 of 24 on field goals, including tonight's. Here's the 23-yarder for the lead. Anthony Callie, the holder. 27-24. Rutgers leads it again with 6:52 to go.
Here it is right now. Josh Golden's man-on-man out on Sean Tucker. Tucker thinks it's going to be a fade. The ball's thrown behind on purpose as a stop fade, but just a little too short, and Golden did a real nice job of forcing a poor throw.
I want to tell you what Arizona State needs now is a cheerleader. I mean, someone who's a hardcore fan, someone who spent a lot of time down in the best pubs. Jimmy Kimmel, why would you leave UNLV to come down here to Arizona State?
We ran out of beer, and I had to come here and drain this state dry as well.
Did you turn pro early out of college?
You know what? I was drafted early. I have a few years. I was told I was going to get to play tonight, and I'm very angry that I feel I was lied to, and I came all the way out here for nothing.
Jimmy, you're one of my all-time favorite handicappers. Notre Dame, Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yes.
USC, Texas in the Rose Bowl. Give us your prediction on those two great bowl games.
I think Notre Dame wins and Texas covers. No, Texas doesn't cover. SC covers.
You know,
I've had a few beers. I'm going to be honest with you.
Jimmy, Brent, you talk the same language with Brent. You know, now Brent had this line at 13, and then it dropped to 9. When Tony Soprano was announced and you were announced, was that the reason it came down like that?
Let me tell you something. I don't know if you watched the coin toss, but it'd be worth replaying because Tony he gave the referee a look, and the referee gave him a look back, and suddenly they won the toss. Not a coincidence.
Jimmy, thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thanks, I will. I'm going to hang out with you guys the rest of the night, okay?
Right there. Grab a mic.
27-24. Jimmy Kimmel, talk show host and a good football fan, good comedian, worth a couple of laughs. Fielded on the 17 of Burgess and smacked down. Well, this is the Capital One Bowl week, and we'll double your pleasure all week long, ladies and gentlemen. There's the preview show, and look what we got coming up for you. MPC Computers Bowl, Boise State. It's Boston College, then Michigan, Nebraska. Let me ask you, Gary, Michigan, Nebraska, any thoughts about that?
Well, you might call that the hot seat bowl between those two coaches. Callahan and Lloyd Carr have gotten a lot of people on the radio talk shows saying they got to have big years next year. Lloyd Carr would like to beat Ohio State. I know that.
Tony Soprano might have known what he was doing going to Rutgers. Folks, here's Herring on the toss play. Picking up a yard or so, and there's Ryan Neal. 20 tackles for a loss this year and 9 sacks. Gary, what about the NFL with number 91?
Oh, he'll play in the NFL. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Matt Roth. the supposedly, quote-unquote, undersized defensive end for Iowa. He might be a little thicker than Matt, but he has that motor that just goes and goes and goes.
Isn't it interesting that he wound up in Rutgers playing for Coach Schiano? Second down and 8. 6 minutes on the clock. Fake handoff now by Carpenter on a beautiful roll. Got the first down. It was nice play action by Carpenter. Ball at the 45. And let's follow up on Ryan Neal because he was asked by Jack about his decision to go to Rutgers.
I'm tremendously glad I came here. Just really been surrounded by great people with Coach Schiano and the coaching staff. Couldn't ask for just a better group of people to be coached by. I met my wife here on campus, so I'm glad I came here for that reason as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's happy too.
Yep.
First down and 10, and again, in case you just joined us, we've talked about it tonight. The enjoyment that these Rutgers players have gotten from attending a bowl game, just any bowl game. It's such a treat. Carpenter under fire, gets it off, and a sliding reception at the 35-yard line. Matt Miller with another catch, and Carpenter takes another lick, Gary.
I'll tell you, this Rudy Carpenter has great feet. He feels the rush, and he moves them quick. He's got like Jake Plummer feet. He's not as much of a scrambler, but watch, play action pass. He wants to go deep to Derek Hagan, and then he feels the pressure and moves up into the pocket and delivers the ball right over the linebacker's outstretched hand and right in there. You don't teach being able to sense that pressure, and Rudy Carpenter has it, even as a freshman.
First down and 10 ball. Just the other side of the 35-yard line for the Sun Devils. Here comes Herring, and off a tackle is going to come back around. Carpenter tries to throw a block. Herring's got a corner to the 21. Shades of Reggie Bush. And there is a penalty flag. Thrown late on the play by the field judge, I believe, down around the 20-yard line. Against the offense.
Had to be a late block after the tackle down there, huh? You know, Herring and Burgess are going to try to run track at Arizona State.
Number 17, late hit on the offense.
That's the wide receiver.
Yep.
That's Terry Richardson, and just what you suggested, Gary, a late block, a late hit on the play, trying to clear the way for Keegan Herring.
Again, Burgess and Herring are both speed guys. Herring, high school state champ here in Arizona, 10.600 meters, and Arias as a freshman as a running back in a Pac-10.
This is first down and 10 now. Carpenter spots daylight, dashes for the first down, so they are back just shy of the 20-yard line. Got it back, Barnaby, the defender.
Boy, that was a great read again by Carpenter. Derek Hagan thought he was open, but the safety was sneaking right behind him. Carpenter sensed that and figured he had to run the ball. He looks downfield, he senses coverage, so he just keeps going, runs right inside Zach Miller's block, and picks up the first down. A heady football player, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
You know, I mean, when you first meet him, you're not overwhelmed with his measurables, but I've given up on measurables a long time ago.
Isn't that the truth?
Yep.
Play fake by. There's a penalty flag on this play to the end zone. But there is a penalty flag. Terry Richardson, who was penalized moments ago, but there is a flag, so hold on. They're signaling touchdown. Offside defense. There it is. A 23-yard scoring strike. Coach Cutter is happy. A record-setting passing year for Arizona State. Can they put up yards or what?
They do it against everyone. They throw the ball. They know how to throw the ball. They're taught very well, and they just come out blistering. You know, they've thrown the ball this year 8 games for more than 300 yards and 5 games for more than 400 yards this season.
Ainsworth, again, if you just joined us, had not missed an extra point this year, still has it. and it's a 4-point margin.
Now, you know how you do that if you throw the ball 8 times for 300 and 5 times for 400, and they only play 11 games. How do you do that?
That's pretty good, man.
Well, because every time you go for 400, you get 300. See? It's Purdue math.
It is Purdue math. I knew exactly what it was. Take a look at this, Gary.
Yep, same play through before, the corner route off play action pass. This one he just lays up. He knows Richardson has got his eyes on the ball, and the cornerback does it, and Richardson goes up and gets it.
And, Jack, we're getting our money's worth here tonight, partner.
Yes, Brent, we are, and I should point out to you that both teams had to bring extra footballs to this game. Why? Because it's being played in Chase Field, a baseball stadium, so there's no football nets on the end zones through the uprights. So every ball that has gone through the uprights has gone up into the stands, and some lucky fan gets to keep it. If the score keeps going, we may have to go get some new footballs.
Wow,
so they're a sellout crowd tonight, 43,536. And again, the first of 2 bowl games here in the Valley of the Sun. Monday afternoon, the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl down in Tempe between Notre Dame and Ohio State. And here tonight, the Inside Bowl between Arizona State and Rutgers. Now, when you think about the Pac-10 and you look ahead to the rest of the games, including the huge national championship game out of the Rose Bowl between USC and Texas, California has already posted 1 victory. Arizona State has rallied here to take a lead on Rutgers. Oregon goes down in the Holiday Bowl, and that's against Oklahoma. This is Foster, the speedster. 25, 30. Breaks out and tripped up down at the 40-yard line. Ainsworth, the kicker, tripped him up. Now, speaking of those games, remember it's Thursday night. Capital One Bull Week at 4:30 Eastern. And Georgia Tech against Utah. And then there you have it, the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. Dan Fouts and our friend Keith Jackson, Oregon and Oklahoma at 8 p.m. Thursday. So then they'll move up the coast and they'll do the granddaddy between USC and Texas for the championship. Gary and I will move on over to the Fiesta, to Ohio State and Notre Dame. Play fake now by Ryan Hart. Middle, got it. First down at the 40-yard line, Trez Moses. And Trez having a big-time day here, Gary.
Yeah, he sure is. It's a crossing route, play-action passes, and all day. Now both teams are doing the same thing. Josh Golden's got a man-on-man, but he makes a critical mistake and allows Morris to get inside of him. That breaks down the defense for the big play. Rutgers is looking at how well Arizona State can throw the ball and says, we have to, it's like a tennis match. We have to hold serve when we get the ball to win this football game.
Last team with the ball might win it. Now that we're sitting on a 4:04. That's Baker who came in motion. Back with the freshman running back. And Ray Rice here tonight was closing in on 100 yards. There's a wonderful future ahead of him. He's 5'9", 195 pounds. Rushed for better than 1,000 yards. Had 4 100-yard games. And a couple yards shy of it right now. 3:30 to go. The running game keeping the ball away from Carpenter and the Sun Devils' high-powered offense. 2nd down and 8. Harris to the right side of the formation. And timeout. And the clock was coming down. And because of the clock problem, they'll use a timeout. And now Rutgers down to its last timeout. Not as big a factor as it would be, of course, in the NFL, because a first down stops the clock.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword in the NFL because you need them to challenge in the NFL also. Every play here is under review automatically. Ryan Hart is talking to Craig Van Steering the offensive coordinator who's up in the box calling the plays and working through McNulty right there, the offensive receiver coach.
Schiano, the head coach, learned at the knee of Joe Paterno, thinks the world of Joe Pa and the staff back in Happy Valley. Then went down, worked for Butch Davis at Miami. Was offered the job at Rutgers, and certainly has learned well off of all of those coaches.
I think he learned a lot working for Dave Wannstedt with the Chicago Bears too. Dave Wannstedt's a great defensive coach, and when you get up in that NFL, it's wall-to-wall football and learning, and he learned a lot of good defensive football from Dave Wannstedt too.
I agree, Gary. Dave, now the head coach at Pittsburgh of the Big East. He's probably sitting back rooting hard here for Rutgers in the conference to pull the upset. Second down, play fake, stepping up and dropping off the middle, and it looked like that's going to be interference. The freshman running back was being ridden down by Manutai. I don't think there was any question about this. The ball hadn't even reached him, and he was being tackled.
And when you weigh 265 pounds and you're playing because Dale Robinson isn't, you have a tendency to grab onto guys because you don't trust your speed.
Number 44 is out, not likely to return tonight.
Yeah, Manutai is 6'2", 265, and when you're matching up in pass coverage without that guy on the field, sometimes you just grab.
And Coach Cutter is unhappy about the call, and coming back now closer to the players on the sideline. He had gone downfield to talk to one of the officials directly alongside the line judge right now. Play fake, throwing wide open and just a little bit short. There was enormous pressure that time. Darley, number 99, broke in on Ryan Hart, and he upset the play.
Actually, he saved a touchdown because Brian Leonard, no one covered him on the play. Leonard goes out. Darley makes the play. If he doesn't get there this quickly, runs right through Rice's block. That's what broke down the play. Look at, no one covered Brian Leonard on the play. If Ray Rice could have got a piece of Darley, it would have been a touchdown.
Second down and 10. Here's Rice pounding to the 30-yard line. Vincent with the stop.
Well, I love the way he uses his body to get those extra yard and a half, 2 yards at the end of every run. He's not a finesse freshman running back. He is a power running back. When I was making my game plan, I said, Rutgers must run it. And Brent says, I think they should pound it. And I go, come on, they got a freshman running back. I want to change it to Rutgers should pound it.
Ware checks in, Gary, as a fifth defensive back here in this 3rd and 3. And Leonard runs to daylight, but there's a penalty, so hold on. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, but there is a flag thrown from downfield on the play.
It's going to be a wide receiver coming in on a block. I think it was Willie Foster, the wide receiver, coming in on a crack. What great feat by Brian Leonard again, jumping in the hole, kind of like Mike Allstott, and getting out to the outside, pushing it back. Okay, but that was just vintage running by a single back right there.
Block in the back above the waist, number 4 on the offense. 10 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
It was a wide receiver. It was Sean Tucker instead of Willie Foster. I thought it was 84. It was 4, and you could see it. A shove in the back on Golden, and that's really what broke the play. Good call. Officials have done a nice job tonight.
31-27. Arizona State leading it by 4 and 2:14. And Rutgers with 3 wide receivers. The tight end, and back in the shotgun goes Ryan Hart. He's thrown for 280 yards here tonight. He'll be looking for more. Got it. Fumble. And they'll wave it off. They'll wave it off. Incomplete pass. Good call for the far side. Mike Davis Jr. jarred the ball loose.
All-out blitz that time from Bill Miller. He brought the house. Came with an 8-man rush. Ryan Hart threw the slant. That's exactly what he should have done. And now Greg Schiano has a decision. It's a little long for a field goal, a little close for a punt. All-out blitz, perfect throw on the play. That ball should have been caught. Let's see what the call is. Ryan Hart's still on the field.
The field goal kicker is on. They're down by 4. A long field goal. Callie, this is a 52-yarder for Callie. He's had 6 over 40. Got it up. The sophomore from Rutgers, California, makes this a 1-point game with 2 minutes to go in the third.
His career best was 51. He beat it. He made it by a lot, too, didn't he?
Oh, that was a beautiful kick.
Yes, it was.
Controlled environment inside, of course, helps the kickers, but 52, folks, is still 52.
That was beautiful. Both kickers in this game, excellent kickers. As Brent said earlier, neither has missed an extra point. Both are very steady. Rutgers didn't get what they wanted, a touchdown. That penalty really cost them, but they did put points on the board.
Is he happy? Hit all 3 of his kicks here tonight. Pushes Rutgers to within a point and 2:05.
I think Dirk Cutter's on the sideline and Rudy Carpenter's saying we got matchups in the secondary that we can take advantage of. Just give Rudy some time.
Remember, Cutter's offensive line is patched together, limping, just trying to hold on in this game. 31-30, 2:05. Another wild and woolly game involving a Pac-10 team. What else is new?
Yeah.
When you get a Pac-10 team involved in a football game. How many of you stayed up late back east and watched USC against Fresno State that night?
No wonder Keith wants to keep working. These games are fun all the time out here in the Pac-10.
Richardson driven back to the 1. Brought down at the 15-yard line by Glenn Lee. A Sports Center 30-30 coming up, and let's send you to Reese Davis. Reese.
All right, Brent. Tony Dungy called his son a good young man with a compassionate heart. And today, the Indianapolis Colts head coach said goodbye to his 18-year-old son, James. Funeral services in Florida for the younger Dungy, who died of an apparent suicide last week. Much more on this story coming up on SportsCenter after the game. ESPN News, always on.
Thank you, Reese. And Gary, you and I remember James Dungy coming with Tony when we did a playoff game with Indianapolis and the Jets. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Dungy family here tonight. First down and 10. And the running back is Herring back on the field. He's shaken off a couple of injuries. Pushed back by Ryan Neal. And we check in with Jack Arute.
Guys, no question that Rudy Carpenter has been beat up. Take a look on that left ankle. They put some of that black tape on, trying to disguise the fact that he's had to take that stiffness in that ankle and try and get it a little more mobile. One of the things about Rudy Carpenter, he does whatever it takes. At the end of spring ball and during the summer, he was only 170 pounds. So you know what he did when he enrolled here? He went on a cruise for 7 days so that he could gain, are you ready, 30 pounds.
30? That's good eating on that cruise, Jack. Second down. There's a fake. Carpenter to the middle. Got it on a crossing pattern that time. Lewis coming across, number 82.
This guy just puts the ball right there. I mean, at tight end, Lewis is going to go there. Fullback in the flat. This is the same pattern that's been run all day by Arizona State. There's no mirrors here, no magic, no smoke. This is just a well-taught team and an accurate quarterback who puts the ball right on the running receiver.
There you are. The record for freshmen, 22 more yards on that last one. First down and 10. Hands it off this time, and daylight for Herring. He'll be out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And talking about Rudy Carpenter, Gary, I knew asked him about his strengths, and this is what he said.
I think I'm a very accurate passer. It's just one of those things where you know, I don't always throw a tight spiral. I don't know, it might be end over end, but I mean, it's going to be there, and that's one of the things that I really do rely on, especially when it comes to fitting balls into coverage.
You know, the one thing you want in a bowl game is two teams who show up and play hard, and that's what we've had in this one here tonight. First down and 10 of the inside bowl. Arizona State nursing that 1-point lead. Toss to Herring. Daylight. He just bore toward that yellow first down marker. Got about 9 yards on the play. It's the final seconds now in the third quarter.
How about Rudy Carpenter? He set a record for touchdown passes and yardage as a freshman. He's only started 5 games.
Isn't that amazing?
And Sam Keller has thrown for 2,000 yards this year. That means they've had 2 quarterbacks throw for 2,000 yards in the same year.
And a Rutgers defensive back, Derek Roberson, is down. And this is the 7th time in 12 games that Arizona State has topped 500 yards of offense. They have 516 yards here tonight. Rutgers has an impressive 434. We move toward a grand, and we're going to hit it in the fourth quarter.
And Arizona State has given up 500 yards in 5 games, so they're going for 6.
I was trying to give it the positive spin. You know, well, the Tempe spin.
Positive for us. I'm enjoying a football game.
Hey, tomorrow's golf day before we go watch the Irish practice a little bit.
There we go. We're going out to play some golf. Brent and I'm not going to say anything about the. Let me just put it this way. I got to hit a good drive just to get it past Brent's tees.
Folks, you win your matches on the first tee. You know that. All right.
I'll tell you, Dirk Cutter has found something with his toss sweep game too. It seems like Rutgers is stacked in the middle of that line, really thinking about getting pass rush, and they're just circling the defense with the toss play. Dirk has coached 7 different quarterbacks that have played in the NFL. Matt Hasselbeck, Dirk coached at Boston College when he was an assistant coach under Dan Henning, where he said he learned a lot of this tight end offense.
Second down. Need just a yard to get the first. Herring didn't get it, I don't believe. Great tackle that time by number 90, Jamal Westerman.
Westerman got that tackle that they're starting to call illegal in the NFL, the horse collar. Yeah.
The Roy Williams special.
Yep, and there's nothing that could have stopped this play but reaching out and grabbing whatever you could, but it was the horse collar that got him down.
Did he get the arm in the pads? That's the.
It might have just been the jersey.
Yeah, if it's just the jersey, they won't call that on.
That's
half a horse collar. Capital One Bowl Week rolls on. The Inside Bowl, a 1-point game, and the money corner between Arizona State and Rutgers is coming up on ESPN.
The Rose Bowl game presented by Citi, Wednesday, January 4th on ABC.
Isn't it time for a more productive meeting? Microsoft Office Live Meeting, the service that gives you the power to hold business meetings virtually anytime, anywhere. See for yourself with a free trial. You can present to clients around the globe, train employees in multiple locations, even launch a new product, all with just a PC and an internet connection. It's web conferencing at its best, from the company determined to make it even better.
Your bags. You're going to band camp.
Sit a little closer, ladies. Oh my God!
Instruments in such odd places. American Pie presents.
She saved that.
Band Camp on an all-new unrated DVD. Own it today.
Mercedes-Benz winter event now and see all the exciting new rides we have to offer. There's sure to be something for every wish list.
Simply our best holiday values. Hurry to your Lincoln Mercury dealer for Keep It Simple pricing. The price you see is the price you'll get. Act now and save big on our Consumers Digest Best Buy winners, like the fuel-efficient Mercury Mariner. Lease one now for just $249 a month for 24 months. And we're waiving your security deposit. And save on the 29-mile-per-gallon Mercury Montego and the redesigned Mercury Mountaineer. But Keep It Simple pricing ends soon, so hurry in to your local Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
Welcome back to the Inside Bowl, HD on ESPN tonight, and it has been a dandy. 61 total points, 31-30. We start the fourth quarter. Arizona State with a 3rd and short, just shy of the Rutgers 35-yard line. And you can see Neal, the big defensive end, switching over to the other side of the defensive alignment. The throw forward or take off. Fumble! Rutgers pounces on it. Carpenter turns it over. And a big break for Schiano and the Scarlet Knights to start the fourth quarter. Meekin's in on the play.
Just as Rudy Carpenter was going to throw the slant, he saw the safety come in there. When he brought it down, he tried to run it for the first down and bumped in. It was one of those plays that was stopped in the secondary, and that's what happened.
I got to ask you this, partner. I know they've got a high-octane passing
I don't
attack.
get that one either.
I mean, you're short of a yard just to get a first down to keep it moving. You got pretty good running backs, so why wouldn't you run the ball?
Well, in hindsight, I'm going to run the sneak on that one myself. Yeah, I was surprised, but I'll tell you, it was a great play by the safety, taking away the slant to Derek Hagan that caused that fumble.
Blitz by Arizona State. Coach Miller coming again. Complete. Drills a beautiful pass to the 35-yard line, hitting number 4, Sean. That's, you know, the young man has played a big-time game for Rutgers
I'll tell
tonight,
you,
Gary.
for a guy, Ryan Hart, that it was benched this year, and Mike Teal was supposed to be the quarterback of the future, when he got his chance, he was ready to play, and it's paying off for him tonight. He's playing a great football game.
Yeah, because Arizona State was really coming after him on that play, and he just drilled it, rolling hard down to the right. First down and 10 as a result. Ball inside the 35-yard line. Rutgers down a point. The long handoff, and the freshman Ray Rice out of New Rochelle, New York. Well, everything you want to know about Ryan Hart, you just ask Coach Schiano. Here's what he says.
He just has a certain been there, done that attitude that, hey, relax, guys. If something bad goes down, you know, we'll get it fixed. And, you know, that's what we haven't had around here.
Tough kids, folks, out of the Northeast. That'll be an easy way to describe what we've been looking at here tonight. Rutgers a heavy underdog. 2nd down and 7, trailing it by only a point. And here is Leonard. And that time he could not break down the defense as Catanese, the safety, was at 100 tackles plus on the season.
Yeah.
Holds his ground.
Kennedy's a junior college transfer. He's a big-time 225-pound hitter. Only going to get better as he learns that he was a high school quarterback, and he's learning how to play safety, but he's a real fine athlete.
See, I gave him credit for that tackle. I gave him his 100.
Got his 100th tackle. There you go. We're ahead of our own guys.
Third down and 6.
Second time in the game that Rutgers has gone empty, just a quarterback.
Line holds, almost intercepted. One of his few bad throws of the night, but Manutai could not hang on, and that one easily could have been picked off.
Yeah, that was another one of those miscommunications. The receiver stopped, and Ryan Hart thought Moses was going to keep going, and that's why that was a lack of completion on that play.
Well, can Ito do it again? Short time ago, the 52-yarder pushed him to within 1. This for the lead. Harris will snap this one. Callie will hold it. This is a 48-yarder. Already a 52 in the books. Now for 48 and the Rutgers lead. Got it. 52-48. The kid doesn't miss. And Rutgers leads it 33-31. But can the Scarlet Knights hang on against Arizona State's offense?
Dude, what do you got in that thing? I got an amp, guitar, surfboard, ladder, and 12 2x4s.
Velocity meets versatility. The all-new Hemi-powered Dodge Magnum. Open it up from either end. Now through January 3rd, get $1,000 year-end bonus cash and grab Dodge Magnum for under 23 grand.
So, you're taking your Toprol XL every day?
Well, I take it most days. But sometimes when I'm in a rush, I
forget. But you can't forget. Because high blood pressure can make your heart work harder than it should every day.
Really, I feel fine.
So?
I skip a day. No big deal.
Yes, big deal. You've got to eat right and exercise and take your Toprol XL every day to help manage your blood pressure.
Want to learn more? Call or visit ToprolXL.com.
Toprol XL isn't right for those with very slow heart rate, some abnormal heart rhythms, or uncontrolled heart failure. Don't stop taking Toprol XL suddenly. That may lead to chest pain or a heart attack. Let me know if you have asthma or asthma-like lung disease. At first, patients should avoid activities that require alertness, because the most common side effects are tiredness and dizziness.
no more excuses.
For my high blood pressure, I'll take it every day.
If you can't afford your prescription medicine, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Finally, we're using my credit card miles. They couldn't black us out forever.
But Dad, it's summer.
What are you, a weatherman?
All right, who's up for a little double diamond? Last one down's a coward. I'm okay.
They need a Capital One card.
For easy-to-use rewards, get Capital One no-hassle rewards with no blackouts on any airline anytime.
Kids, look at this!
What's in your wallet?
A different kind of New Year's Eve countdown, 11 p.m. on ESPN2.
Head coach Dirk Cutter of the Arizona State Sun Devils ready to go back to work here. Trailing by 2. Greg Schiano on the other side, about to call the defensive plays. Badly in need of a stand here with his team ahead by 2 points. Rutgers has never won a bowl game. Their only previous appearance was the loss to Arizona State 27 years ago. And now with 12:56 away from a little of Rutgers history. They're familiar with football history up there. Richardson from the end zone is coming out short of the 25-yard line. Now here is the key play of the game so far. Rudy Carpenter going to run for it. The fumble is forced. And this year, folks, that Rutgers defense had 12 fumble recoveries coming into the bowl game. They are so alert, pouncing on fumbles.
And that goes down as a sack also on that play, the first of the game for Rutgers. And again, it was a coverage sack. Rudy was ready to throw that ball, saw some red flash across, pulled it down, and fumbled the football.
And we can see an injured Sun Devil is down on the play. That's Cornell Candidate. Some of you may remember Trung Candidate, an outstanding running back from Arizona. That's his one of his younger brothers down on the field.
And he has already had one severe knee injury in his career, and let's hope it's not another. He came in as a fast player, and he's got hurt. There's Sam Keller, the starting quarterback right there at the beginning of the year.
Speaking of injuries.
Yeah, that was a big one. Look at that. Another 2,165 yards and another 20 touchdowns. He had 9 interceptions, 5 of them in one game against USC. You know, the one game he did play that Dirk Cutter said he would like to have over is Stanford. He played with a bad thumb before he knew he needed surgery on it. Probably should have gone with Carpenter in that football game because he was just gutting it out.
After the Stanford game, he called all the seniors into a private meeting, then had a team meeting, cleared the air, went on for a long, long time, and the team turned things around, even though they did lose to UCLA late, and they had to beat Arizona to qualify for this bowl game. So here's your matchup now. Cutter and Schiano are about to go head-to-head.
Defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, matched up, two head coaches.
Burgess is the running back for Arizona State, but Carpenter will have none of the run game. High, incomplete. Burgess, the intended receiver, circling out of the backfield.
Got hit just as he let it go, and that's why that play went high. That throw went high because he could feel it and couldn't step in to that throw. Schiano happy with that pressure. The only way to stop him is with pressure.
Carpenter banged up. There you see Carnahan, number 52, limping up to the line. He's playing with a foot and a hand injury there at right tackle. Under fire from this defensive front. Burgess could not slip free. And that was Devron Thompson. An interesting story. His father, Jeff Joseph, he played linebacker for Arizona State in the '87 Rose Bowl. And his mom now lives back east, and the young man attended Rutgers, but his dad is here tonight. And he was on that team, that John Cooper team, I believe it was, that beat Michigan in the Rose Bowl. And how ironic that was. John then, of course, became the Ohio State head coach after that. And then he had nothing but trouble trying to beat Michigan. So go figure. Third down. Carpenter complete for the first down. And Zach Miller, the sophomore tight end, makes another catch.
The truth is where you go when you want one. Rudy Carpenter has a lot of faith. Zach Miller struggled with ankle injury, shoulder injury. When he's healthy, he's one of the finest tight ends in the country, and you saw Carpenter go right to him. Look for Derek Hagan now to go to get this football. Been a little bit quiet tonight, but if he wants to go throw the ball to Hagan, he will be open.
Hagan has 4 catches, Gary, for 85 yards. Herring, the running back. Schiano barking out instructions from that sideline. Here's Herring. And no more. Down to the 40-yard line. Ryan Neal and Westerman making the stop for the Knights.
It's a little different when you watch an offensive coordinator, how calm he stays calling plays, cerebral, one step ahead. You watch a defensive coordinator, it's all body language, trying to get his guys fired up. It's just a contrast in how you call plays as an offensive guy or as a defensive coordinator.
Greg told us he'd like to stay as defensive coordinator. He likes staying close to the players. Part of why he enjoys coaching. Fake by Carpenter, going to roll to the right and take off. Diving near midfield, and for that first down marker, got it. You'll see the spot right there.
And when he runs over, he obviously does not see the yellow line that we see on TV, but they put that sash, that red little thing on the sideline opposite the down markers, so as you're coming out of bounds, you can see the first down marker on the opposite side.
Hitching to get him.
What would you call that, Brent? I called it a sash. I don't think technically that's what it is. What is that?
Worked for me.
What would you call that?
A little marker down there.
A little marker. That's Northwestern.
The little red marker, okay? First down and 10. There's that screen being set to Burgess, and he runs behind Carnahan. Cuts back, slips a tackle, and Burgess is to the 27-yard line, and Schiano unhappy about Burgess getting free of his defense.
That's that slip screen, and you got to give it to Andrew Carnahan. This guy is limping, struggling with 2 hands that are hurting, and they call a slip screen to his side, and he's running down the field.
Did you tell me he was a woodworker?
A woodworker he is, and you know, the way he's been struggling through this football game and playing with all those injuries, he's going to say, you mean all I got is a lousy watch from this game for all this thing? I got to get more than a watch.
Schiano yelling pass out. Read it perfectly. Penalty flag on the play. Hagan touchdown, but there's a flag, and it's thrown back in that holding area. So hang on, everybody. This one could be coming back. Yep.
Carpenter's really lucky that this ball wasn't intercepted. He underthrew it, and Courtney Green should have picked this football off.
Number 62 on the offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
That's Brandon Rudd, their fine guard, young man from Hawaii.
He would be the left guard right there. Let's see, he pulls him down. He falls down, he pulls him down on the play. That's an easy call. Look, I thought this ball could have been intercepted, and Green just couldn't quite get there. The ball was a little underthrown, but Hagans again uses his body to shield the football.
Yes, he does. Well, now it's 1st and 20. Arizona State trails it by 2. 10:23 to go in the inside bowl. Herring trying to stretch the D. And he's going to get thrown for a big loss. Geralt, the safety, number 43, cleaning up for Schiano.
Zach Miller's down. There are phenom tight end who struggled all year with injuries, went down on that play. Remember, he's had ankle and shoulder problems all year.
These numbers for the night are good, Gary.
Yes, they are. He's a fabulous. Oh, they're going to the knee. Oh, he looks okay. See, you touch a guy's knee, he gets right back up. Don't be touching my knees.
Exactly.
Those are my money knees.
Here he comes.
Now, I've heard this said from some quarterbacks. I've never really experienced this myself. When you get backed up like this, you go, good. More chances to get more yards. Guys like Fouts used to say that. You know, I used to say, oh, no.
There's a call for you right now during this timeout. I think it's Fouts. He wants to talk to you about that timeout.
At Insight, we make IT work for you. Because Insight connects office networks, your small business can grow. Because Insight delivers secure server solutions, your company can expand across the globe. And because Insight solves communication problems, your organization can touch more lives. IT solutions, from starting up to going global. We provide IT for the way you work.
Three climate zones.
How's he doing back there?
3 rows of seats. So everyone can travel in comfort.
He's fine.
The all-new 7-passenger Jeep Commander. It's your world. Take command.
Why did I join the Army Reserve? It's not just for the experience or the training I can use as a soldier and as a civilian. It's for them, for my country. It's all worth fighting for, and the Army Reserve gave me the strength it takes.
Visit GoArmyReserve.com.
1839. Fred Miller considers his father's field politics, but realizes the world needs a great beer more than it needs another politician. Good call, Fred. Pick up some 1855 lager, our tribute to Fred's first beer.
Cold sufferers who take NyQuil sleep better at night, so they feel better when they wake up.
Gotcha!
NyQuil, best sleep you ever got with a cold medicine.
ESPN College Football, the Insight Bowl, is brought to you by Insight, provider of IT solutions for the way you work. And in part by the all-new 2006 Jeep Commander, the most capable 7-passenger 4x4. It's your world. Take command. And the United States Army, an army of one.
2nd down and 25 for Arizona State, trailing it 33-31. 10 minutes and 8 seconds left in regulation here in the Inside Bowl in Phoenix. Got an open receiver. Battle for the ball. Touchdown. Great job by Matt Miller to pull it away on the goal line for the score. He was tied up with Geralt, and he won it.
It looks like Dirk is going to go for 2. Deep ball again by Rudy Carpenter. He reads it. It's zone coverage. Gets behind the safety. It's underthrown. But you go up and catch it and fall into the end zone. Miller, his second touchdown. He had 3 of them against Washington. You can see there's just plays all over the field for Arizona State. They will go for 2.
Leading it 37-33. Burgess is the running back. For 2. Got it. Putting it right back in the hands of Brent Miller.
Now, usually you ask me, do you agree if they go for 2? When you have this good of an offense, if I could back up and go for 5, I'd go for 5. Just a little stop out, this time to Brent Miller. That would have been Zach Miller, but it's Brent, the younger brother, that gets it this time. Ball is perfectly thrown, and young brother gets it. Zach Miller got hurt on that blocking play on first down. Remember that.
1,000 yards of offense here tonight.
Here is that injury. There's Miller right there, and this is friendly fire because it's Brandon Rudd. Watch him run over his own guy, friendly fire, and just tweaks that left knee.
Jack, what's the report down below?
Well, you can expect Zach Miller to go back out. What the athletic trainers did is they outfitted him with a knee brace on that knee, and he's been walking it off as we speak, and he's been cleared to go back out on the field, guys.
And Brent's over there with him right now. And Cutter's high-powered offense doing it again. 595 total yards. 467 for Rutgers. Still almost 10 minutes to go. 72 points scored here tonight in the Inside Bowl. There's your total yardage numbers.
Jeez.
And now can the Arizona State defense hang on here against Ryan Hart? Hart has thrown for 300 yards and 2 scores for Rutgers. Well, and Rice rushed for 100 yards.
Rutgers has only scored 9 points in the second half. Their inability to put touchdowns on the board is why Arizona State's ahead.
This will come out to the 20. No, he's going to run it out from deep in the end zone. And he makes good on the decision. Great return by Foster. I think that Arizona State relaxed a little bit like I did. I thought he was going to take a knee and bring it on out. Look how deep he is.
Watch Underwood, number 10, say, no. Oh, all right, go ahead. I'm behind you. Lateral to me. Oh, well, let's see if I can get out there. And this time Willie Foster breaks it. He almost runs into Underwood again. Underwood almost made 2 tackles on that play.
You know, when you make that decision,
you better make
it good.
You better make it to the 20.
And he got 40 yards on that return with Underwood telling him to take a knee.
I was feeling it, Coach. That's what they say. I was feeling it.
We're at the top of the hour here in Phoenix. 39-33. Still 9:47 to go. Swing pass. Leonard won't go down. Finally to the 43-yard line. So with Gary Danielson, Jack Arute, I'm Brent Musburger. Chase Field, home of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And Arizona State 11-9-1 in bowl games. And Rutgers seeking its first bowl win ever. And right after the game, SportsCenter will be coming your way. 39-33. The Sun Devils lead it. And now Ryan Hart, the Rutgers senior, will see if he one more time can drive the Knights. Low picked up by Leonard and waved off incomplete. And Jack, when the defense was out there, what was Ryan Hart doing?
Well, as he told us, he says he thinks one of his best assets is being a leader. So the leader got his troops together, and he challenged each and every one of them. In fact, Brent, he said, look, field goals aren't going to get it done. let's get our poise, let's get our focus back, and let's march down the field and score a TD.
Third down.
Here they come.
And the line pulled out that time. I think Rutgers anticipating it. Jeremy Zutov might have pulled out a little early on it.
I think the crowd affected that play. This is the noisiest it's been all game.
Number 77 on the offense.
Yeah, Sosa and Zutov pulled out on that side.
Yeah, you could see Hart trying to really use his voice there to try to get that to his center and offensive line. They need to go silent count if they have it.
Hey guys, they do have a silent count. They practiced it when I was down there, and one of the interesting things is the crowd noise that they put in included exactly what I'm hearing now. Don't know where they got it, but it was loud and it was boisterous.
5 wide. Rutgers spreads the field. And another movement by the offensive line. Sosa pulling out early, and there's confusion as he goes up under center to change up. The tackles are not hearing him. It's so noisy out there. And Shiano is telling him what he has to do now to get that line moving.
Number 77.
Ryan Hart went silent count. The offensive line didn't. They did not communicate it. He lifted his leg up, and then he's trying to get the football, and you can see it. Half the team thinks it's silent count, and half the team doesn't know.
What was once 3rd and 8, Gary, is now 3rd and 18.
Yes, and remember, they burned 2 timeouts already, so they can't do any more timeouts, and they want to save one in this game.
It may not be their home field, but it is their home crowd advantage right now. And Hart throws to Flint, almost intercepted. Incomplete, and Jeremy Payton had a shot at that, but he at least defended it. And Rutgers is forced to punt, trailing by 6.
Ryan Hart throws this football blind over the middle of the field. He tries to make a play. This is one of the mistakes you made. Look at this. He throws it right into total coverage. He's lucky to get away with that one. That should have been intercepted.
Radigan, the junior from Hoboken, back to punt. Booms in high. Fair catch by Richardson at the 31-yard line. 8:50 to go. Arizona State leading at 39-33.
Coming up on SportsCenter, LeBron and...
Well, Team MASH back on the field for Arizona State.
Carnahan, Miller, and Carpenter are all limping and wounded out there.
3 wide for Arizona State. Up 6, 8:51. Herring picks up about 3. And a reminder, of course, right after this game, SportsCenter. And we can take a look at the storyboard coming up. The race for Reggie Bush, the Heisman Trophy winner from USC. Ron Artest's future in the NBA. And remembering the late James Dungy, son of Tony Dungy. The race for Reggie Bush, there's a big game this week. Houston, the leader in the clubhouse, has San Francisco. San Francisco may have let it fritter away by upsetting the Rams and knocking some of us out of a suicide pool. 2nd down on a fake. Firing and complete. Hagan has got it at the 46-yard line.
This is what Derek Hagan does so well. Getting hurt is not one of it. Coming back to the football. When he goes and runs his route, when he plants, and he's got Roberson. Now watch him come back and explode back to that football and just beat Roberson to the football. That is a technician. Another limping football player for Arizona State. They might decline the next bowl game. They had that many guys hurt.
So many injuries.
Yep.
And they came in, and of course, remember, this is a team recovering from the flu, which had just riddled the entire team. Coach saying he'd never seen anything like it. First down and 10. Here's the toss play. Herring cuts off of it and gets across midfield on first down. Meekins.
That's a positive play for Arizona State. I'll tell you, putting 3 tight ends in the football game, running a toss sweep and gaining 5.5, almost 6 yards on the play.
Keegan Herring is an interesting young man. He's only a freshman, 5'10", and he rushed for 791 yards this year. He's from Peoria, Arizona, a home state product. So here's Keegan, number 24, and as the running back right now, 2nd and 5. A fake to him. Neal slipped, trying to get there. Wide open. If they don't find one Miller, they'll find another one. And Brent, who just scored that touchdown, picks up the first down.
Well, you've always thought 2 Millers is better than one, haven't you?
Here's, you know, including, you mentioned Arizona State a long time ago as one of the teams to watch
I really think
year.
With Keller coming back, they've got 3 transfers in the defensive line. Now add 3 football players on the defensive line for Arizona State. I think Cal is set up to have a great year. Their quarterbacks are healthy. I look for Iowa. They made a good run at the end of the year. I look for them to come back. And Oklahoma. Their quarterback's ready. I think these 4 teams, and I think the 3 Florida teams also will be back.
First down and 10. There's a penalty flag on the Herring run. Thrown here on the side by the line judge. So we'll sort the penalty off against Rutgers, offside on the play. So again, a reminder now as Capital One Bowl Week rolls along on ESPN. Boise State, Boston College this tomorrow, and then Michigan, Nebraska. 2 powers in the MasterCard Alamo Bowl down San Antonio way. Friday afternoon, Northwestern plays UCLA. And,
they might have more points in this game, huh?
Yeah, they'll put up a few points. Those 2 teams. First down and 5. Burgess back on the field, shakes a tackle, first down for the Sun Devils, up by 6.
Well, this is back-to-back years for Arizona State. They came back and beat Purdue last year in their bowl game, and now they're really look like in control of this football game by going for 2 and a 6-point lead. A field goal makes it a 9-point game. So I look for Dirk Cutter. I know he feels like he can throw the ball comfortably anytime, but I look for him to know he's got that field goal in his pocket. He might be able to put the game away with a field goal. Another 8-10 yards, he'll be in that chip shot range.
Yeah, pair of tight ends. Jones is only wide. Here's Burgess, cuts to the middle. Burgess just shy of the 15-yard line. It'll be 2nd down. The Rutgers defense may be tiring.
I think that's a great point. They came in here with a lot of emotion. When you have that kind of emotion early in a football game, it wears you out. You expend a lot early. Arizona State throws so much. You've been chasing Carpenter all over. It's it's been a great battle for Rutgers. Win or lose, they're winners in this football game.
Absolutely.
Their program, this is a huge game for Rutgers' program.
They might be trying to get Derek Hagan to a touchdown in this game. He had a 1 call back, but right now content with Burgess. Daylight. He's inside the 5-yard line. Up by 6 and looking for 7.
2 great running backs. Well, 2 methodical, quick running backs. I don't know if great is the word, but Burgess is a little better than I thought. They said he was what do they call him, a Reggie Bush. He's that style. He's not as explosive as Reggie, but he is that style. 2 years ago, he was a wide receiver. With injuries, he had to come back and play tailback, and he's paying off.
First down and goal. Toss, Burgess. Battles his way for the touchdown. Tough run by Rudy Burgess, the sophomore from Edwards, California, a converted wide receiver.
Got to go for 2 again on this play because it's a 12-point game. Here's Burgess. Takes it to the outside. The toss sweep has been good for Arizona State. And Burgess again just read the blocking, stayed patient, and strung it out into the end zone. You got to go for 2, and it's a good call. Dirk Cutter's right on all night. 660 yards. They put up 700 against Northwestern, but 659 against Rutgers.
For 2, Carpenter's going to hoof it. Oh. When he gets there, you see why quarterbacks slide. Thompson delivered the blow.
Way to pop up. I'll tell you, he's winning over his teammates.
He's a tough hombre.
Sam Keller's going to be in for a battle. Sam's an elite quarterback, but this kid is a player. He's a football player.
Did you see the way he bounced up with John with the linebacker on this?
You know, we talked to Dirk Cutter about Rudy Johnson. Came from California, was offered by UCLA late, but he kept his commitment to Arizona State. And you know what Dirk said is, he grew up tough, and you can see it right there. Man, oh man, that your team just reacts to that when you play like that.
Yeah, he's been a tremendous performer here tonight. You can't say enough about his 460-plus yard game, 4 scores.
You know, he's the highest rated quarterback in all of college football. He only qualified tonight because he didn't have enough starts. But his first pass tonight meant he was the highest rated quarterback in college football this year.
Yeah, a gutty performance by both these teams.
Yes. He's only thrown 2 interceptions all year.
That's phenomenal. Coming off the bench, a redshirt freshman out of Westlake, California. Game 8. He replaced the injured Sam Keller. What a quarterback duel they're going to have.
Yes, they are.
Down here in the desert. And look at him with his offensive lineman. He's just said 4 minutes. We may have to go again.
And look at it. All the coaches are congratulating those offensive linemen who have fought through a year when they've lost so many players. Carnahan limping through a football game. You can't leave the field when Carnahan stays on the field, can you?
No, exactly. Gut check time for the Sun Devils as Rutgers came here determined. And sort of a pooch kick, which will be fielded and fair caught at the 24-yard line. And that's where Rutgers will put it in play. Trailing by 12 now at 4:26. And as soon as we finish, we'll be going right to Sports Center. And one of the stories for you Pac-10 fans will be about Reggie Bush. One more big game. Reggie and USC against Texas, the most anticipated championship game that I can recall. And then down here, Gary and I on Monday will have the much anticipated Tostitos Fiesta Bowl between Ohio State and Notre Dame. 4:26. Going deep. And intercepted at the 25-yard line. Picked off by Josh Barrett. And Barrett still on his feet. There's a penalty flag. There is a penalty flag as Barrett takes it all the way to the end zone. But there is a flag way back. So hang on, everybody.
Ryan Hart's last 2 passes have shown a lack of patience. It was still a football game. Remember, he forced the one over the middle that should have been intercepted, and now he forced one deep that was intercepted. He still had time to march the ball down the field, go for an onside kick, and do it the right way. You didn't need it all in one play. I mean, Ryan has played a great game, and we've all made this mistake. Tried to get it all in one play. You can see receiver bumps into Barrett, and that's why you get intercepted on the play. All that return for naught, pushing them back, and Arizona State's defense puts their offense back on the field. Those guys were resting, drinking Gatorade. Now they got to come back on. Rudy was right.
Barrett says
4
you
more
could have
minutes.
saved me the trouble and stopped me early. So here comes Carpenter now with that patched up offensive line. You can't say enough about Andrew Carnahan, Mike Pollock, the center, Rod at guard, Chaz White beat up over there at left tackle, and Burgess bounces outside.
Whoa, he got quicks.
And you can see why they moved him from wide receiver to running back. And there another flag down on the field. 3:56, and then we'll be going right away to Sports Center.
You know, Rutgers is spent. They gave it their best shot. They don't have to be embarrassed. They stayed in this football game, but they're done. They really are done. On defense, they're just dragging themselves around. Arizona State has their 2 freshman receivers on the field. One of the reasons I said they're going to be a breakout team.
36 on the offense, 10 yards for the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
The one thing that I see on the other sideline with Schiano and Rutgers. 27 years between bowl games, and I'll bet you right now it's not another 27 years before they come back. This program has taken a giant step forward here under Schiano. They're drawing more people. The facility's up to date. There are a lot of good football players in the Northeast, Long Island, New Jersey, up into Connecticut. Heavy competition, New York State. This is Burgess, and he is down at the 24-yard line. And there's no reason why Rutgers can't have an outstanding football program. This is just a huge step for these youngsters and the coaches and everybody else.
Well, when you got a guy that believes in your program and is not using your program as a stepping stone to another job, kids have a tendency to want to go there. And that's what Schiano is preaching, that he wants to be there, he lives there, he wants to win at Rutgers. It was a win-win for Rutgers, though, tonight. They played well enough. They played good enough. They have nothing absolutely to be embarrassed about. Very proud football game for them.
2nd down and 11 here. Pounding with Herring and working on the clock as we start to wind it down, so you all can go to Sports Center and get all the latest stories. Find out about Reggie Bush and the upcoming Houston-San Francisco game. We got a timeout on the field. You think about the coaching staff over there, Gary. Who are some of the assistants of that Rutgers staff that we must compliment Robert Jackson, the running backs coach, with that freshman and the fullback, the job that he's done. Who else?
And I think Craig Versteeg, the offensive coordinator, we've seen Craig a lot of times. He was at Utah with Ron McBride. He's come in here, and you can tell the type of offense they have, that they can move the football, and they will into the future.
And the other person that we want to congratulate is the director of athletics. I've known him for a long time, Robert Mulcahy. He helped with the Meadowlands. I can remember when the NCAA was reluctant to put a Final Four there, and Bob, he just stuck with it. And he said, "I'll get the tunnel closed. I'll get the tunnel closed. It'll be one way the night of the you come over for the Final Four," and he did it, folks. And he's doing a great job up there at Rutgers. And now on the Arizona State side, Jackaroot, they're going to lose an assistant coach. Tell us that story.
Yeah, they're going to lose Mark Helfrich, who's been around with Dirk Cutter for so very long. He, of course, the quarterback's coach. He is playing or coaching his last game. He's moving to Boulder, Colorado to become part of that new staff for the Buffaloes. Interesting to note, though, that ASU and Colorado have never played, but they will next year. That game was scheduled 10 years ago.
That is fascinating, Jack. I didn't realize that. So the Inside Bowl appears to be headed right down about 8 miles from here to the campus at Tempe, and the Inside Bowl will be moving down to Sun Devil Stadium next year as the Fiesta Bowl moves to Glendale. Incomplete, and on 3rd down, Arizona State doing what they always do, throwing the football.
Well, they needed a first down. Why not? Still, listen, this game's not over. Arizona State has had 4 punts blocked this year, 3 of them for touchdowns, 2 against Stanford, and really lost that football game against them. So, you never know.
There we go, Jesse Ainsworth.
That's how Jesse got in there. The other punter had them all blocked.
They're coming. He fired it out of there. Fair catch, and it hit a Rutgers player. But it is recovered by the Knights. And I think it might have hit Underwood in the helmet.
Underwood and Foster are together again. Once on the kickoff and now on the punt.
2:51 to go, and they need a quick strike, onside kick, and keep coming.
Well, that's what you got to do. And really, if you and it hit Underwood right on the head, it looked like, didn't it? Foster, the kickoff returner and the punt returner. How about he came out of high school 5'9", 145. And Shiano said, I'm looking for speed. That is speed. You take speed at 145.
Now, speaking of speed, Tucker, number 4, is to the outside for Ryan Hart, the quarterback. Timeout has been called by Arizona State here. Well, our Capital One player of the game, and certainly no surprise, Rudy Carpenter, the redshirt freshman from Westlake, California. And what's some of the moments for Carpenter, Gary?
Well, he says he throws them end over end. They're not pretty, but tonight he was real pretty. He threw tight spirals all night. He put it on the mark, and you know, his receivers went up and got the football, and I love his toughness. He shows how to play that football position. He's he's kind of like that Drew Brees type guy. He wins over his football team by being tough.
Impressive numbers for the young man, our Capital One player of this game. And of course, we look ahead. We haven't talked much about the Nokia Sugar Bowl. West Virginia, also the Big East, will take on Georgia. Then down in the FedEx Orange Bowl, the battle between Joe Pa and Coach Bowden. Now, Joe Paterno and Penn State against Bobby Bowden and Florida State. So all the big games still ahead of us. First down and 10 now, 2:51. And Hart looking for that quick strike.
That's better. That's what he should have done last series.
Using Harris out of bounds on that far sideline. Lead is 12 right now, 2:45 to go.
Arizona State is going to be willing to give up yards for time. Rutgers has to move it down. They need to throw passes for either out of bounds or first down so they can still have time, if they score, for an onside kick.
3 wide for Rutgers. Hart incomplete.
Yeah, he got hit that time. That's one of those pressure they got right up the gut that time, and just as he threw that ball, I think it was Holyfield that really rocked Hart when that ball came loose.
There's your Inside Bowl record tonight. Better than the Grand. 1,146 combined yards. And of course, this used to be played down in Tucson and was known as the Copper Bowl. And when the John Junker and his group in the Fiesta Bowl purchased this, they moved it here to Phoenix. Third down, sets the screen, and here's Leonard looking for the first down, can't get it, and Jamal Williams, an impressive performance by that linebacker tonight.
He really has done a good job. You know, Dale Robinson got hurt. He did not play the second half. Jamar Williams forced a fumble on that one running play. He's probably been the most consistent football player. He's a speed linebacker. 44, 4, and 5 make most of the tackles for this football team. There you see number 4 with another one.
A 4-hour football game here tonight. 4th down and 2, and still not finished. 2:35. Hart's right at it, got it. First down, again, it's the tight end Clark Harris. First team All Big East this year. So the chains will move, clock stops, 2.5 minutes to go.
A lot of guys with hands on the hips on both sides. Just playing on adrenaline and fumes right now, these guys are.
Hart steps up, open in the middle, and going to school with the tight end. So again, it's Harris. And we're on the home stretch headed for Sports Center here with 2:15 to go.
You know, both defenses have got nothing right now.
Hart steps up, fires, almost intercepted. And that was Josh Barrett, the defender, number 19.
He's the nickel back. He had the interception last time. he's probably played the least amount of snaps in the secondary, but you can see him sucking wind right there, can't
After
you?
that long run.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't got it back yet.
Which was called back. So here's 2nd down and 10. Arizona State leads it by 12. 2 minutes to go. There are some folks who are not turning this one off. Hart is back. Steps up, fires. Got it. Touchdown, Rutgers. Trez Moses. His 5th touchdown catch of the game, and it gives the Knights a life.
Going to run the post route right there. Ball is thrown right into the body again. When the corner, I think it's Golden, goes for it, he misjudges it just a bit. Golden doesn't come up with it, and Morris goes right into the end zone. Wouldn't Ryan Hart love to have that deep ball back again when he should have done this last time? Now it's onside kick.
Ito needs to make this. Make it a 5, and then it'll be the onside kick. He's a fine kicker, and we'll see what he's got. If he can spin it, give it the high hop, get it to 10 yards. Shiano knows the Knights have got a chance to win this.
Good protection. Defensive line is out of gas on the pass rush. He throws it. Golden goes for the football. Oh, that's a nice hang on right there.
Rutgers has exhausted its timeouts, so the onside kick is critical. They must recover it.
Now remember, in the college rule, 4 players must stay to one side of the kicker. So the kicker makes 5, meaning 6 can go to the other side. In the NFL, you can put as many on either side as you want.
There's Shiano right in the special teams huddle.
Yeah, he really does get right in the middle of everything, doesn't he?
Yes, he does, including practice.
Yeah.
It came out, you looked down the field, you said, tell me where the coach is. And I looked down, I saw a bunch of guys running around.
He was
playing catch. You see
was.
Hagan coming out. They're going to get all the hands guys out here that they can, obviously. So wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, they'll be on the field for the Sun Devils.
Chad Christensen, the quarterback, number 10, the backup quarterback, is also out there right in the middle. There he is, Chad Christensen.
He has very good hands. He's also a holder for the kicker.
There you see it, 4 guys over here to the right of the kicker.
And there it is.
There's
your
4
lineup,
up
Gary.
there, 6 down here, and 1 in the middle. That's 11.
And Burgess is back deep.
Now after
so
the
Cortese
kick,
will put it on the tee. He'll kick it off here. See if he can spin it. Sun Devils ready. Let's go 10. It's a hop. And it's recovered by Arizona State, but there's a penalty flag, and maybe Rutgers was offside.
they got too eager, but boy, you kicked it to the one guy you didn't want to. The guy with the best hands, the truth, Zach Miller.
They'll decline this penalty.
Offsides, number 6 on the kicking team. 5 yards from the end of the run. It'll be a first down for Arizona State.
Oh, yes, sure. It goes to the end of the run. My mistake there.
So let's see. Let's add this up. That means Arizona State has now gone 7 games where they've gone over 500 yards in offense, and they're now at 6 games where they've given up 500 yards in defense. So right on cue, Arizona State.
And an offensive line that can't wait for tomorrow morning.
Right.
A sleep in, well-deserved soak in a hot tub. Some tender, loving care from moms, girlfriends, wives, whatever. First down.
And knowing college coaches, you know what they'll say? Off-season program starts next week. Good football game. I've done a lot of bowl games. This is a real fun one.
52 on the offense. 5 yards, still first down.
Yeah, it's sort of been a celebration.
Yeah.
For these two, you know, especially Rutgers. You feel so good about the youngsters getting a chance. You know, the one thing, and those of us who love big games, we all would like a playoff. However, and the however is big. The Greg Schianos and the Rutgers wouldn't be making those fields very often. There's something to be said about the great experience of these bowl games for youngsters. And Burgess will go down. And remember, Rutgers out of timeouts, so the clock continues to run. There you are. So we're going to shut it down just as soon as we get finished here with the last minute and a half. We're going to ship it off to Sports Center. Of course, a reminder that ESPN's got a doubleheader coming up tomorrow, another one the next night. Then next week, the BCS Bowls will start to unfold on Monday over on ABC. And here is Burgess. Burgess. And 116. And that stops the clock.
Yeah, take a knee time now. You watch, he's going to put in Chad Christensen to go take a knee. You watch this. Chad started as 2 years ago against Nebraska, just before Andrew Walter was the quarterback. Chad is back in his football. Yeah, this is interesting.
They're going to throw it.
No, Chad's going to be the deep guy.
That's it.
Chad's going to be the deep guy.
Yeah, he's going to be the safety valve. Man, I'm telling you, Carpenter, he had that look in his eye, and no one was getting close, and he stayed up. 56 seconds remaining. So both quarterbacks with career highs here tonight, folks. Carpenter, 467 yards. Hart, 374 yards, and just a great contest. And of course, it's time for the bath for the head coach. Dirk Cutter is about to get a little damp. Sneaking up on him here.
Well, coaches say there's no such thing as moral victories, but I think there was one for Rutgers tonight. They played a good football game.
Very entertaining game. Arizona State wins the inside. They can't get him. They can't get him.
He's going to get it.
No, he tucked it. Okay. Some happy. Dan Barrett and Neil Everett are coming up on Sports Center. Once again, wild and woolly. 85 points, 45-40. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. We'll be on ESPN News in just a moment to wrap it up. Coming up next on ESPN Sports Center. For Gary Danielson, Jack Arute, and our entire crew, I'm Brett Musburger. Thanks for